So you just started a new world. Where do you start? What do you do? Well, today we're going to be talking about the 5 things that you absolutely should be doing when you start a new Minecraft world. Now, what do you guys think our first step is? To punch a tree? No, our first step is not to punch a tree. Yes, we will be punching a tree. However, we don't want to run too far away from where we've spawned. And the reason why is because if for some reason you die in your first night, you're not going to know where all your stuff is that you've gathered. So kind of stay in the area that you've spawned in and start to work around that area before you go out exploring. Step 2, if you haven't already punched a tree to get some wood, you are going to punch a tree to get wood. Once you have taken down a single tree, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and make a crafting table. Once you've made the crafting table, we're going to start thinking about the things that we need, what we need to survive our first night. Each Minecraft day is 20 minutes long, and nights are 7 minutes long if you are not able to sleep through them. So what we're going to do is be making materials that we need so we can actually survive our first night. The first thing that we're going to have to do is make some sticks to make a few items. Our first item is going to be a pickaxe. Our second item is going to be done after we dig down into the ground and gather up some stone. So we're going to gather up some stone just so we can make a pickaxe and a sword. You'll need at least 5 cobblestone so you can go ahead and make a pickaxe. As well as a sword. So our third thing is to find some sheep. Try to find some sheep because with sheep you can go ahead and kill them and get their wool as well as some lamb chops. So when we go ahead and kill the sheep, you're going to be looking for sheep that have the same color wool, because from there you're actually going to be able to make a bed, and that's going to allow you to get through your first night rather quickly. So we're going to go ahead and kill the sheep, and we're going to go ahead and take our crafting table, and we're going to make ourselves a bed. That is going to allow us to sleep through the very first night. Now at this point you're probably thinking, we need a house, we need something to survive in for the middle of the night. And you know, a lot of us are going to end up building a dirt hut. What's wrong with a dirt hut? Well, there's nothing wrong with a dirt hut, but at this point you really don't need a house. What we need to be focusing on is making sure our hunger bar doesn't go down. Whether you're playing on easy mode, normal mode, or hard mode, your food source is going to start to go around, especially if you want to start exploring. And so your goal is to gather up as much food as possible during step 3 and step 4. Our fourth step is to try to find some coal, or if you can actually make charcoal, that would be just as fine as well. But the coal is going to be the best thing. So what I recommend is looking for open sides of mountains like this that will show veins of coal exposed. Now in this case, all we're going to need is 1 coal. However, you can go ahead and mine the whole entire strip of coal if you'd like to do so. So continuing with the 4th step with gathering coal, we're going to make ourselves a way to cook our food and a light source at the same time. So what we're going to need is a campfire, and you can actually search for it up here. And what you're going to need is you're going to need some sticks, some logs, and some coal. So if you don't have enough logs like I don't have, go ahead and punch another tree and go ahead and get the materials ready. So once we got our materials, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves the campfire. And what we can do is we can start to make a temporary base right here with our bed and our campfire. And our campfire is going to give us, I believe it is 10 light sources in a way. Torches give off 14, which this is still going to be an absolute great way to light up your area so mobs don't kind of spawn right where you're trying to live. Another thing about campfires is it's a cooking station. If you right click on it with your food, it will start to cook like this, and eventually they will turn into cooked food and you can actually eat it. It is not the fastest way to cook food. Furnaces are faster. However, if you're not wanting to spend time in the mine on your very first 13 minutes of your first day, this is a great option to do it. We've already been able to do this all by noon and we're almost to the night. So we will have food, we'll have a bed to bring it right back to the next day, and we'll gather our food. We've already got some food right here. And in the rest of the time, we can go around looking for chickens, cows, or whatever it may be to get some more food. Food is critical in the early game stages because whenever you're sprinting, it uses your food bar a lot quicker. And you're going to be able to get away from mobs. You're able to explore a whole lot easier if you actually have your food bar filled up. If you don't, you're going to run into the issue where you can't actually run fast, and you're going to take longer to explore, you're going to take longer to get away from mobs and possibly die from them. So one of the biggest things is gathering a small food source right when you start on your first day. Now, your fifth part of your very first day is, as the sun is setting, you can go ahead and start thinking about shelter. You really don't need it your very first day if you've got a bed. If you don't have a bed, yes, you need to be building a shelter rather quickly. Whether that's a hole in the ground with the dirt on top or just a dirt hut, there's nothing wrong with that. But you need to have shelter your first day if you do not have a bed. If you do have a bed, don't worry about it. Sleep under the stars the first night. As soon as it gets dark, which you'll see in just a second, we'll go ahead and sleep, and then we won't have to worry about mobs, and we'll start our second day cycle. So as it starts to get dusk, you'll notice that the fire is lighting up our area, which is perfect. And then what we're going to do is right click on our bed. It's going to reset our spawn point. So if we were to die for whatever reason during the night, if we didn't sleep, we would be okay. Once it starts to see the stars and the moon, which is behind that hill, you can go ahead and sleep. And from here, it's just going to let us lay in bed. We're going to go to sleep, and we're going to spawn right next to our bed in the morning with no mobs around. And that's how you survive your very first night. Now, at this point, you can start thinking about shelter and building things out, gathering your resources, and making a small base. Once you have created your shelter and you've got a place, this is your starting base. This is where you can have whatever you want here, start exploring out, and have a place to come home to at night where it's protected and you don't have to worry about mobs. Thanks for watching today's video, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button down below. If you like this content, we have a lot of other stuff too on this channel, some tutorials and some Let's Plays. Go ahead and check out that content and let me know what you guys think as well. But until next time, guys, you guys have a good one and you guys stay safe.